Hello, Pisces, and welcome. Thanks for being with me. This will be your reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the Leo season. So that would be approximately July 23rd through August 22nd. Dates are flexible since it's a general reading. Also, since it's a general reading, it may not resonate with everyone. So if anything does resonate with you, take it with you. Otherwise, leave it behind. Having said that, I would take any positive messages with me and leave anything negative behind. All right, my spicy Pisces, let's see what we have here. Okay, so when this jumped out, I said, well, this as your situation during this Leo season, look at you, completely satisfied with where you are. Okay, whether this is general satisfaction or it's related to something specific will vary for each of you. But it's extreme satisfaction, like something really has gone your way or things in general have been going your way. And with the Eight of Wands as the challenge, crossing the Nine of Cups, I almost feel as though your challenge is to kind of like rein yourself in. When the card jumped out, I thought, pace yourself. Because maybe this elation that you're feeling here with this Nine of Cups is just like sending you over the edge. So in the recent past with the Devil reversed, I'm feeling as though like the attachment to the past and the attachment to like things, material things, yeah, like and that maybe you kind of let go of something, the attachment to something in your past. It'll be, again, the specifics will be different for each of you, but if you have recently let go of something in the past, I mean, it could have been literally a focus on materialism in a negative way, right? There's nothing wrong with being materialistic. I mean, that's what we're here for. We live in a physical world. I know I didn't understand that so much in the past, but I do now. So there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel as though there was maybe like an attachment to maybe certain materialistic things in a negative way, right? It's one thing to enjoy the material world and desire material things, but we can't identify with them and become attached to them. So I feel like there might be something like that you let go, whether it is more on, in a non-physical way, or if it's physically let go of some material items or material things that no longer served you, or letting go of habits and negative thoughts that no longer serve you, things that you like kind of identified with in the past that you've now like unchained yourself of, so to speak. See them with their loose chains around their neck, right? And that may be, that may be what has brought you such tremendous satisfaction and emotional well-being. And you're just so happy with yourself. You're just so elated. Your challenge is almost like reining it in, maybe. But who needs to rein in an elation? That's when we do our most positive manifesting. When we feel wonderful and we keep that momentum going, that's what we get. And in the short-term outcome, actually, speaking of positive momentum, we'll get to that in a moment. But since I went to the short-term outcome, short-term outcome, justice. Okay, so things will balance out, but it's a really good energy here. It's like a fairness, a balance, things being the way they should, a balance between your physical and spiritual realms, maybe, okay? But it's just a feeling of fairness and fair play and kind of like fairness for all, I want to say, almost. Like that old thing from saying from Superman, truth, justice, and the American way. I think that was Superman. That most of you are probably too young to even remember that. So, okay. Anyway, your desired outcome. You know what? Your desired outcome is to keep this positive momentum going. The 9 of Cups, the 8 of Wands, that energy, and keeping it going. You want to keep this positive momentum going, okay? Actually, this is more, I think, like, forget a challenge. This is more an opportunity to keep positive momentum going. And you desire that. That's what you desire with the Wheel of Fortune, is to keep going on this streak of satisfaction. So subconsciously, are you holding back? I feel as though maybe there's something you're not sharing, something you're holding back. Could be some sort of information or something that you know that others don't, or something you're not even admitting to yourself. Okay, yeah. Okay, I feel like it's internal. And it makes sense being in your subconscious too. You're not being honest with yourself about something. What is this, Pisces? You're holding something back from yourself. You're not being honest with yourself. Okay. The message from the universe here. The 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords. I feel like the universe is kind of telling you to watch your back. I don't like that. I don't like that message, though, because it's a warning, and I feel like the universe would not say it so negatively. So I need to get clarity on this. Universe, give me more clarity on this. I'm going to move on, because that watch your back is the universe wants you to focus positively. The universe is always going to give you word it positively or whatever. So I'm going to come back to that. This is your external influence, the Queen of Swords. So I think this is a positive energy around you. You know, someone. I feel as though the Queen of Swords represents a person in your life. It doesn't have to be female. It's really the energy, right? So with the Queen of Swords, I feel as though she is very smart, very wise, and very experienced. And she's got good advice to share. And see her with her left hand just out in a gentle way. I feel as though she is approachable. So in other words, this is someone who can clarify things for you, someone who may give you good advice, or just someone whose energy influences you in a positive way. So I feel as though you have someone, again, male or female, it doesn't matter. It's the energy of someone who is willing to share his or her wisdom, knowledge, what have you, with you. Someone you can feel comfortable asking, or should feel comfortable asking if you need advice or assistance. But I do feel as though there is this positive person around you who can offer you guidance, advice, wisdom, direction. I like that. I like that. I don't always care for the people who show up as the influence, but I like that one. Okay, and now with the Eight of Swords reversed in the hopes and fears position, this is more of a fear. You fear as though you can't let go of, ooh, I get it now. Okay. You've recently let go of something that was no longer serving you. Instead of my repeating myself like I always do, let's just generalize, right? Something that no longer served you, whether it's an idea, thoughts, beliefs, or even physical things in your physical world, even people potentially, right? You let go of things that no longer serve you, but your fear is slipping back into those old habits, negative thoughts, limiting beliefs that do not serve you. Okay? Now, if you focus on the fear of not being able to continue moving forward, you will make it more difficult to move forward. Okay? So you really want to change this fear into a knowing that you will leave it behind, and just even forget about the Eight of Swords, because either way, upright or not, it's limiting, and that energy doesn't serve you. Okay, doesn't serve you. So again, when I say take what resonates positively and leave the rest behind, I would leave that behind. And okay, and how do you do that? Let me just give you a little bit of guidance here with that. When we do leave the things behind us that no longer serve us, which, now that I have been on this journey for so long, I'm more able to recognize when I've done that, and even sometimes when I am doing it. And listen, it's a journey, and we are human. And sometimes when we get stuck in just the human part of it and forget the spiritual side, it's kind of like, okay, we took 2 steps forward, but we take 1 step back. But then again, we take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. So we're constantly moving forward. And maybe we slip back a tiny bit, but once we really take those steps forward and we gain new enlightenment, new understanding, new clarity, we really can't go back to the old ways completely. So you should never fear that. You should never fear that, and you should never beat yourself up for slipping back into the negative thoughts, okay? I mean, I find myself doing that on a daily basis, not to extremes necessarily, but I catch myself and I'm thinking, okay, that thought does not serve me, and I know better than that. And so I realign, I refocus. Maybe I don't make it up to joy and elation in that moment, but I make it up to an even satisfaction level. And where there is a good place to, again, begin to build up more positive thoughts and vibrations. Okay, so in the outcome, you have the Chariot. So this is a positive outcome. I will admit to you that the Chariot jumped out kind of sideways, so I chose to put it upright. And I think that for some of you Pisces, you will be moving forward quickly and feeling in control and feeling in alignment and knowing that things are going your way and that you've got a handle on this. And for some of you, I feel it might, especially because it was sideways. For some, it wasn't reversed. I feel like some of you, it just might take a little longer. You will get a handle on it. In other words, the outcome of getting a handle on the situation is just a little bit slower in the long term. Okay. Now back to this advice with the 5 of Swords. I don't like this. Okay. I don't generally like negative advice, but I am getting that I'm getting the feeling that there might be someone in your vicinity who doesn't have your best interest at heart. Okay? And I think you might sense this and know this with this Eight of Swords in the fear position, what you fear, and subconsciously with the Ace of Swords reversed in the subconscious, because I'm just seeing the connection with the swords here. So I am going to have to say, just be aware, but you don't want your focus to be on this negative energy, okay? I feel like this person that might not have your best interest at heart is jealous of how good you're feeling and the positive momentum that you've got going. And you might be aware of this. And okay, I can definitely get a more positive message out of it. Okay. Now that the word jealous came out, if this person is jealous and maybe doesn't have your best interest at heart, or maybe has your best interest but is just jealous because he or she doesn't have what you have and isn't feeling the way you're feeling and isn't moving forward the way you're focused forward, and even with your Chariot as your outcome, right? You are moving forward. I think the universe is okay. Yeah. Don't allow someone else's pettiness or jealousies to affect you. Don't let it affect you in this fear category. Allow your forward progress where you gain control over, I just feel like over your life. And I don't mean gain control like you were out of control, but it's like you have, not gain control. You have control over your forward movement, and you are aligned and skillful on both the spiritual and physical realm. You're in alignment and you're moving forward swiftly. And someone is, I just want to say, jealous. Envious is actually a nicer word for it. Someone is envious of your positive momentum and where you are headed. And the universe just does not want you to allow that person's negative vibration to affect your alignment and your movement forward. Okay, I think that has become much more clear for me, Pisces. I hope it has for you. And like I said earlier, I would focus on anything that resonates with you, especially if it's positive. And then I would gin up that positive momentum and run with it, because you have a lot of positive momentum going here. Your situation, you are feeling really good. You're feeling more than satisfied. You're feeling just so happy with yourself, so happy with what's going on in your life in general, or even a specific situation. We're going to look at this as an opportunity to keep this momentum going. Because once you've got it, it's easier to keep going. Focus. Now, your desire is the Wheel of Fortune, is to keep the positive momentum going. That's a good desire, because when you desire something, it's easy to focus on it when you've already got positive momentum going here. So you want to keep that focus going. Ignore any negative people or any negative person around you, anyone who's jealous or whatever. Do not let anyone rain on your parade, so to speak, or don't allow their negative vibrations to slow you down. You have someone wise and willing to guide you in your movement forward. And your outcome, if you keep this momentum going, is the Chariot, which means you keep this momentum going. Really, this movement forward and this desire to have it move forward, and this movement here with the Eight of Wands, the Chariot is just really confirmation that this is going to keep going. This is not short term. You can keep this going if you want to, but remember, it's all energy, Pisces. You have to want it. You have to focus on it. You have to expect it. You have to know it. You have to believe it. Okay? And if you expect it, it will keep going. Okay, my spicy Pisces. Keep that positive momentum going for this Leo season. Be on the lookout for my weekly readings. And thank you so much for joining me for this reading.